Really nice to be here. Thanks for having us at the Algoma House. I feel like we've been on quite an epic journey together, like we've been on a yacht for a while, like Tennyson was talking about. We'll see what happens after we're done here. Who knows? I don't know. Anyways, it's nice to be here. Thanks for having us. My name is Zachary Lucky. I come to you from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, originally, and by way of Orillia, Ontario. And here are a few of our songs for you folks. This first song is called A Ramblin' Man's Lament. Well, I've had 2 long months since I've been home. My feet are tired and my brain is warm. My empty arms, yes, they long for you. My home on the prairie when my rambling days are through. And I've had too many nights where my eyes couldn't see. This drinking don't cure it. Oh, this pain won't leave. That low, empty feeling, yes, it comes to me when I'm out on the road, when it comes time to leave. When all is said and done, and my rambling days are through, will you be the one that I'm running to? Will you leave with another true love? Will I always be, oh, the one you dream of? I've had 2 long months since I've been home. My feet are tired and my brain is warm. My empty arms, yes, they long for you. My home on the prairie when my rambling days are through. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Go on, I'll tell you again, I've lost my way. now and then, from all-night drives through the pouring rain, across West Kansas and back again. The good and the bad my eyes have seen. When I heard you say it's time to leave, I knew I wouldn't change a thing. With all I know and all I've seen, 'cause I've seen a thing or two, seen the Rio Grande, drank whiskey with old Richard, I sang Townes Van Zandt. I've been everywhere a traveling man can. Yes, I have seen a thing or two. I've seen the Rio Grande. Dreadful place, all alone on an interstate, miles from home. Everything and all you know is changing. Well, I've been everywhere man can be, from East Colorado to Tennessee. I've played for 1,000, I've played for free, I'd do it again any day. 'Cause I have seen a thing or two, seen the Rio Grande, drank whiskey with old Richard, I sang Townes Van Zandt. I've been everywhere a traveling man can. Yes, I have seen a thing or two. I've seen the Rio tell you again, I've lost my way now and then. Thank you very much. So how you doing tonight, Thunder Bay? You doing all right? How's life in Thunder Bay? Is it good? It's hot. It's warm. We've been on tour now for pretty well a month. We started in Southern Ontario and made our way out to Saskatchewan for a couple folk festivals we were doing out there. And let me tell you, I did not miss the humidity. We're not even like in Southern Ontario, and I already feel like I'm like, oh my God, here it is. We drove into Ontario yesterday, and there's seriously just a wall of humidity smoked us in the face. It's good to be back. It's real good to be back. Yeah, we love Ontario quite a bit, especially the humidity. We're gonna sing a bit of a Trelvin song. A couple years back, we put out a record called Everywhere a Man Can Be. It's a record I wrote and recorded after moving from Saskatchewan out to Toronto, and was a bit of a bookend for me, a bit of a closing of a chapter, that record. And this is the title track off that set of songs. A bit of a song about being here and being there and being everywhere a man can be. Town to town, road to road, door to door, coast to coast. I've been everywhere a man can be. St. John's in Newfoundland, Prince Edward's Copper Sand, and Nova Scotia in the spring. Alberta and Saskatchewan were two of my favorite ones. Was way out there I cut my teeth. All around Ontario, where I learned all I know. I lived in New Brunswick by the sea. Lived up in the parkland, where I finally took a stand. Well, I was living reckless, riding free. Winter finally came and went. I packed a car and headed west. The next day I woke up in BC. Let's go. Next thing I was headed east, but St. Lawrence calling me. And I was sleeping neath the prairie stars. And I was dreaming of the wind, all the places that have been. I was wishing it would blow you back to me. Only place I haven't been is our great white Northland. I know someday there I'll be. Town to town, road to road, door to door and coast to coast. I've been everywhere a man can be. Town to town, road to road, door to door and coast to coast. I've been everywhere a man can be. I've been everywhere a man can be. Thank you. I left Oregon this morning with a broken-hearted tune, and that pretty-faced woman, she taught me a thing or two about quiet and easy living, how to heal the pain. But I left that pretty woman standing in the rain, and I wish she was sitting shotgun, smoking cigarettes, and talking about America, all her hopes and her regrets.
sing a Willie P song. Then we'd sing some Townes. Oh, there's nothing more sweet than that high lonesome sound. All right. Headed east through Wyoming, driving through the night where the big old moon is shining, lighting up the sky. And I wish I was in bed or sitting by your side, but I'm out here on the road, so lonesome I could cry. And it's good luck in Denver, so my brother said. Don't you worry about them cowboys, I'm sure you'll knock them dead. Just sing them a sad tune, I'm sure they'll come along. Oh, I'll see you in Kansas City, drive safe and don't be long. All right. I left Oregon this morning with a broken-hearted tune, and that pretty-faced woman, she taught me a thing or two about quiet and easy living, how to heal the pain. But I left that pretty woman standing in the rain. Yes, I left that pretty woman in the rain.
Thanks. Somebody have a towel around here? Is there a towel or like a child-sized swimming pool or a portable shower? I don't need to sacrifice your hanky, man. It's okay. It's my bad. I didn't bring my own hanky. No, okay. I'll take your hanky. I don't want that paper. No. That's all right. That's gonna stick all over me. It's gonna be real bad. You know your bass player is a good bass player when he lets you use his one and only hanky.
You just keep that.
Yeah. That's a good buddy. That's a real good friend, I tell you. All right, here you go. Oh, this is great. It's hotter than the Sahara in here. For those of you who might be watching on the internet, you have no idea. It is like Florida. You could probably sell resort passes to this apartment right now, and people would flock from all over. What are we gonna do here? So I moved to Toronto about 4 years ago now. That's refreshing. Normally it's quite the opposite. Normally it's like boo. My grandmother was very disappointed when I told her I was moving to Toronto, and she said, "You know those people out east," like east being Toronto, "those people out east, they think they run the country." And so what I did, it was December 2014. I got in my Ford Focus station wagon. I drove 2 days straight from Saskatoon, one to Madison, Wisconsin, next to Toronto, Ontario, and I got out of my Ford Focus on Roncesvalles Avenue. I stood up, I looked around, and sure shit, they were running the country there in Toronto. I couldn't believe it. But I tell you, I wasn't moving to Toronto for fortune or fame or trying to make it in the music industry, or I wasn't running away from my prairie roots or anything like that. And I swear to goodness, it had absolutely not a thing to do with me going out there the year earlier and performing at a folk festival and having a child shortly thereafter. It had nothing to do with that. I know you're wondering, we're having our second in 3 weeks, and it's all good. It's really good. It's a good thing. So we got to get this show over with so we can get home, because you never know. But kids really change things. I don't know if you folks have kids or not, but I was never one of those people who was like, oh, I'm going to have kids. I was like, no, probably not. On a good day, you might get a maybe, but the changes, they start out small. It might be, oh, you sleep a little bit less, but I'm not used to sleeping very much anyways on the road. Well, your bank account might be a little bit more empty, and maybe your house is, well, it's just taken over by kids' toys and stuff, which really scared me. But what's really been getting to me these days, there was when we found out we were having our second kid, and I started doing the math. I'm not very good at math, but I was looking at the size of the car seat and looking at the back of my Volkswagen Golf and trying to envision 2 car seats in the back of that seat there, and realizing that you probably can't fit 2 big car seats in the back of a Volkswagen Golf, and then my mind starts going, and it's going, oh no, I don't want to be one of those people. You know those people. No, I don't want to do it, but you start thinking about it, and you go on like autotrader.ca, and you're like, I don't know. But I think the thing that is most inevitable when you have kids is that you probably all end up driving minivans one way or another eventually. And this is a song about, it's about a bunch of things, but it's about the people we are before we have kids, the people we become after, and how inevitably we all just end up driving minivans. It says he used to drive a wagon, used to sleep in the back. He played shows all across this country, Nova Scotia and back. Says he knows every town and diner, every AM station between. He's my rock and roll dad, at least he used to be. Now he's working 9 to 5 and he does the best he can. Let's get the kids out the front door and get to work by 9 a.m. Traded all those late nights and morning sleeping in. He's a working 9 to 5 dad. He drives a minivan. He says there's nothing better than the wind in your hair. A 10-hour drive across the prairies to breathe that mountain air. Said he played for hundreds of thousands. Could have made it big. He's my rock and roll dad, at least he used to be. Now he's working 9 to 5 and he does the best he can. Let's get the kids out the front door and get to work by 9 a.m. Traded all those late nights and morning sleeping in. He's a working 9 to 5 dad. He drives a minivan. All right. Never thought he'd ever settle or trade his traveling ways. Now it's get dinner on the table, get to bed by 8. You can call it giving in, or you can call it fate. Life will give you what you need. It's something you can't change. Well, now he's working 9 to 5 and he does the best he can. Let's get the kids out the front door and get to work by 9 a.m. Traded all those late nights and morning sleeping in. He's a working 9 to 5 dad. While he's working 9 to 5 and he does the best he can. Let's get the kids out the front door and get to work by 9 a.m. Traded all those late nights and morning sleeping in. He's a working 9 to 5 dad. He drives a minivan. Thank you very much, folks. For all the minivan drivers in the audience and minivan drivers to be, you'll get there someday, don't worry about it. You don't have to feel left out. Gonna run like a river, gonna howl like the wind on the plains. You'll hear me knocking, rattling your window panes. I've been everywhere, and I've gone away, come back again. If you were me, I know that you do the same. I've gone away, come back again. I can't say why, won't say when. I've gone away, come back again. I can't say why, won't say when. Every day is different. Every highway calls my name. I'm lost and lonely, driving through the pouring rain. And I've been everywhere a man could wish to be. 1,000 faces, I've seen all I could see. And I've gone away, come back again. I can't say why, won't say when. I've gone away, come back again. I can't say why, won't say when. I can't say why, won't say when. I can't say why. I won't say when. Thank you. Thank you very much. Has anybody here heard of a songwriter named Townes Van Zandt before? Somebody, a couple of you? Right on. Awesome. We're going to sing a Townes Van Zandt song. It's a song for all the truck drivers in the audience. A couple of them? Just me and Tennyson. All right. Yeah. Sometimes when you do this singer-songwriter traveling thing, especially when you're traveling alone like Tennyson, I did a lot of that for a lot of years. You know, it's I used to think to myself, man, I might as well be driving a big rig because I'm probably making a little bit more money and I don't know. Anyways, all the truck drivers on Facebook, this one's for you. It's called What Freightliner Blues. Going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. Going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. Those white Freightliners are gonna steal away my mind. New Mexico ain't bad, Lord. People there, they treat you kind. New Mexico ain't bad, Lord. People there, they treat you kind. Those white Freightliners are gonna steal away my mind. Bad news from Houston, half my friends are dying. Well, it's bad news from Houston, half my friends are dying. Those white Freightliners are gonna steal away my mind. Good Lord, I'm gonna ramble till I get back from where I came. Good Lord, I'm gonna ramble till I get back from where I came. Those white Freightliners are gonna steal away my brain. Play, boy. Yes, sir. Yes, buddy. Yes, sir. Going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. Going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. Those white Freightliners are gonna steal away my mind. Those white Freightliners are gonna steal away my mind. Those white Freightliners are gonna steal away my mind. Thank you folks so much. That's Mitch Thomson all the way from Calgary, Alberta on that big bass. Yes, sir. Not only does he lend me his hanky, but he plays pretty good bass too. I'm going to tell you folks a story if that's okay. I come from Saskatchewan, like I say. My family originally from an area along the Yellowhead Highway down around Yorkton, Saskatchewan. If you know where that is, you go about half an hour east on the 10, and once you get there, you go about 8 miles north on the, whatever it is. I can't remember right now. A little small area called Roxton, Saskatchewan. And my family, were never really farmers, but my grandparents, they lived out in, I guess originally it would have been about a quarter section of land, and kind of got whittled down to a measly 60 acres, but 60 acres nonetheless. A funny thing happened when I moved to Toronto. I got to know a lot of folks from Saskatchewan. Even like the bartender down the street at the bar was from Saskatoon. Couldn't seem to really outrun my prairie roots even if I had tried to. But one fellow I got to know, he was a drummer and he was playing with us at the time, and we were over rehearsing at his house for this residency we were doing downtown Toronto, and I noticed this photo that was hanging up on his wall. It was like an aerial photograph of a farmyard, which if you're from the prairies, you might very well know what that looks like. It's not an uncommon thing to see hanging in somebody's kitchen. And you know, in my grandparents' kitchen, there was like 4 of these photographs right on top of each other, and they really all looked exactly the same, and I could never quite figure out the need for 4 of them. But you know, I guess it was a good idea. I don't know. This drummer, Matthew, he went on to tell me the story about this farm and the photograph and how it had been handed down generation to generation in his family, basically to the point where, you know, the youngest generation, they didn't want to work the land and they didn't want to be farmers, and they wanted to, well, hell, they probably wanted to move to Toronto or something stupid like that. And so they did what a lot of people are doing these days in Saskatchewan. They sold the farm off to the highest bidder, and in a way, they lost a bit of themselves. I think a lot of people in Saskatchewan are losing that part of themselves in a way. And it breaks my heart, those stories. So there I was in Toronto, I was 25, I was going to be a dad in a couple months, and I was trying to figure out how the heck I was going to keep things upright, keep the ship upright out there in the big city, you know, and I thought, well, hell, I don't know, maybe you sell a guitar, maybe you, I don't know what you do. But I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about the farmers doing what they had to do to get by, and how those choices are pretty damn tough sometimes. And I realized that amidst all of that I think we're all just trying to do our best, one way or another. And that means different things for all of us, but this is a song in a way about doing that, just doing your best. It's called Sell All You Have.
Moved in from the country to find work and a wife. With those hard days now behind me, they said the time to sell was right. 60 acres of good land, all the blood, sweat, and tears. We built this whole farm with our bare hands, and Lord, we had good years. But sometimes you gotta sell all you have just to get by, pay your bills, be a man. Oh, sometimes you gotta sell all you have just to get by, pay your bills, be a man. Had a mother and father, but they died 10 years ago. And my brother, he couldn't take it. Where he went, I still don't know. Now I'm leaving this old land, everything and all I know. I've got a hard time believing we all reap what we sow. But sometimes you gotta sell all you have just to get by and pay your bills, be a man. Oh, sometimes you gotta sell all you have just to get by, pay your bills, be a man. Oh, sometimes you gotta sell all you have just to get by, pay your bills, be a man. Oh, sometimes you gotta sell all you have just to get by, pay your bills, be a man. Just to get by, pay your bills, be a man. Just to get by, pay your bills, be a man.
Thank you very much, folks. I think maybe, this has been a really wonderful night. I want to say huge thanks to Chad and everybody here at the Algoma House, the boys behind the camera, Clay running the sound. Thank you so much. This has been really wonderful. And mostly you folks for coming, because this would have been a lot of fun. Danielle, me, and Tennyson would have had a lot of fun hanging out and jamming, but it's pretty nice to have a couple of people listening. And we're a long way from home and still have quite a ways to go. And so we appreciate you folks coming and listening tonight. If you do like our songs, we got some CDs and vinyl records for sale. And if you don't, well, that's all right. We got some T-shirts. Actually, we don't have T-shirts. They're all gone. Damn it. I have 2 smalls, actually, but they're out in the car. So if you fit a small T-shirt, you could do that. One guy bought a small T-shirt last night and put it on at the bar, and he sliced the sleeves off right in front of me while I was playing. And I was like, right on, dude. You do you. You do you, man. That's cool. He was like, look, I'm redneck. And I was like... That's awesome, man. And I was like, that's great, man. All the power. Yeah, maybe we'll just do one more for you folks. And we really appreciate you having us here tonight at the Algoma House. And it was wonderful hearing everybody sing and the poems and all of it. It was real nice. So we'll sing one more for you. Again, that's Mitchell Thomson on the upright bass. I'm Zachary Lucky. And this is thank you. Thank you very much. This is a song about driving across the country. Coast to coast. And if you ever done that before, then this one's for you. It's called Make It On Time.
Chasing these highway lines. The sun's gone down, the lights are up. I hope that I'll make it on time. From the coast out through the Rockies, Alberta, she's looking fine. The sun's coming up across the prairies. I hope that I'll make it on time. That I'll make it on time. East to west and west to east, I've crossed every borderline. Every town and every city, I find another every night. From the plains out through the Great Lakes, each and every mile. 17 don't get no shorter. I think that I'm making good time. ease my foggy mind. It's all just fading tonight. I slept an hour in marathon. I just called to say I'm alive. I can see the east coming, 10 more miles to the line. I don't know where I've been or I'm going. I hope that I'll make it on time. 10 more miles in 30 days. Been running all my life. I don't know where I've been or I'm going. I hope that I'll make it on time. I hope that I'll make it on time.
Thanks, Thunder Bay. Thanks for having us.